It's just me today. Am I not enough for you? Are you not entertained? Feels appropriate to be alone for this episode because we're watching an episode titled Single and Happy-ish. Remember that for extended episodes and bonus content, check out my Patreon. Patrons just got the first Q&A video. I'm doing the Q&As, but I'm only doing them for my patrons, and they also include questions from my patrons. Lizzie's Q&A and Ashley's Q&A together. Check it out. My name is Ashley Clements, and this is the Look Back Diaries. This is the first episode that we are discussing that was shot on the second shoot day. I looked it up. The second shoot day was April 21st, which means that we had aired 4 episodes at that time. So some people were watching the show. We were aware that the show existed out in the world, but it was still far from a phenomenon. But we had enough engagement to be able to do a Q&A episode, and we were definitely aware of the response to the show. You'll notice that the makeup is way toned down from here on out. I started doing my own makeup because I did not trust the makeup artist, which is not really fair. Everyone else's makeup looks great when she was just told to tone it down. But for quite a while, I was doing my own makeup. I don't even necessarily think that was a great idea. I wasn't like particularly adept with makeup, but I put some on my face. And I actually think I puzzled out how the first shoot day went. I kept saying I couldn't remember the order of things, and I don't precisely. But what I now remember is that after I had gone through the works, which is on a film set what you call going through hair and makeup, we were already behind, and I found the schedule, and episode 7 was slated for later in the day, and I'm pretty sure that we made a Hail Mary pass. Is that what that's called? Why am I trying to make sports references like I know anything about sports? It's literally exactly the full court press joke from Lizzie Bennett, but I just genuinely made it. I don't know what a full court press is either. It's called something else. So we pulled an audible and moved episode 7, which was scheduled for later in the day, to first because I was alone and we could shoot that while the next person went through makeup. That's why I'm wearing much less makeup in that episode. My makeup actually looks great in that episode, but I hadn't seen it when we shot the second day. I'd only seen the first 4 when I insisted that I would be doing my own makeup. And that is also why it was easy to forget later that this shirt had not actually been established yet when it became Lizzie's shirt, but that's partly why it became Lizzie's shirt, is that it was the first shirt I wore as Lizzie Bennett. Also, I definitely, even though I said it like 6 times, we definitely didn't shoot the first episode third because you can see the makeup get more intense. So as the makeup gets layered on top of each other, that's the progression of the shoot day, which means that episode 1 was something we shot maybe 4th or 5th. I do mostly trust my memory, but I want to be honest when I remember that I was wrong. Not that the exact order of the shoot is all that important. There she is, making a face. Hi, Lizzie. I also don't know. I mean, I know that it's full court press, but I don't, and I think I know that it's basketball, but I think I know that because of this line, and it had to be explained to me. Lizzie has receipts. These are true. That is undoubtedly the most common Lizzie Bennett gift. We don't really have any other way in which Mama Bennett is like weirdly superstitious, do we? Just ghosts cause power outages. Love being a disappointment. Can relate. I'm an actor. Well, you know, you're making up your own narrative, sweet Lizzie. This is also, I love my little cute anthropology tab here, but this was the beginning of me learning that no one was going to give me other clothes, and that Lizzie was just going to have to wear what I owned, which was kind of more anthropology heavy than I would have initially envisioned for Lizzie. I wanted to do kind of like a more, I don't know, bookish look, but she had to be me. And of course, the invaluable input of Charlotte telling us the truth. And this is a red herring. This is an intentional mention of Rick Collins here and getting him engaged to somebody else so that we would throw you off the scent. Now the audience who is familiar with Pride and Prejudice is wondering, wait, but he's supposed to propose to Lizzie. What are they going to do? It was intentionally, cleverly done, I think. That's right. It is not necessary to have a man. She's still in grad school. She's only 24. Give her a break. It's so depressing that 10 years later it is still just as, or perhaps more, important to say that yes, women exist beyond their roles as wife or mother. Women, as it turns out, are people. Trans people are people. Non-binary people are people. People who deserve rights and respect. What's the cute, peppy vlogger way to say treat women like people? Seems like Lizzie does a soapbox episode and Ashley has a soapbox episode. I have done the research. Fun fact about that GIF. That GIF is used so often and in so many random places. I mean, like a lot of BuzzFeed and stuff, but it'll also come up in GIF searches on your iPhone right now. You can type in research and this face will come up. And because of that, it's the kind of thing that I hear about from people who I have not spoken to in years. I will get messages from people who I have not spoken to since high school about that GIF. The last time I heard from someone about that GIF was just a couple months ago. And what they typically say is, "You're a GIF. You've made it." And I don't know what it is in this scenario, but it always makes me laugh because I'm like, what do you think that means? And also, like that was 10 years ago. It's not like I get paid for being a GIF, but if you've used that GIF in the last 10 years, you do owe me money, and my Venmo is at the Ashley Clem. Let's check the comments. Diana Ramos says, one of my favorite moments, holds up paper and screeches, I have done the research. You and the whole internet, Diana. The Phantom Butterfly says, and when I was 7, my mother dressed me as a spinster for Halloween. Gotta love Lizzie's editorial memory, remembering an event in a way that fits with the way she's decided the world, or in this case, her mother is. It's a pretty interesting character flaw. Yeah, I mean, what's great about that moment is that it's completely inconsequential to the plot, but it tells us so much about Lizzie's character, and it tells us, hey, unreliable narrator. So I think that that's quite well done by the writers. Oh, look, a comment from Lizzie. Charlotte's the best, even when she disagrees with me. True, true, true. Oh, well, in contrast with some of the more critical comments, Katie Hanna says, this Lizzie is almost a perfect incarnation of the book character. Not quite, sure. Thank you for these qualifiers, Katie, but almost. And that's good enough for me. Would you say decent enough, Katie? Well, this has been an episode. Come back next time when I will do another episode. And here's a little sneak peek of that sweet, sweet bonus content that's exclusive to my patrons. Except for this part, which is not, because I'm sharing it with everyone. Matt asks, looking back, if you could change anything about LBD, what would it be? What I do genuinely regret is that I didn't ask for credit for all of the work that I was already doing on the show. I didn't know to ask for it, but I should have a producer's credit on the Lizzie Bennet Diaries. I was so grateful at the time to be doing the show. I'm still grateful to have done the show. and so excited, and all I cared about was making the show as good as possible. So all of the extra work that I did was just in service of the show, and I did not think to serve myself as much. So that's my genuine regret. I should have asked for credit for all of the work that I was doing, and let that be a reminder to you. Ask for credit for what you're doing.